So the match reaction to the 2-2 draw at home to Crystal Palace, a bit of subdued reaction. I didn't expect any fireworks in this game. You know, we did go 1-0 up at the start of the game. First 5 or 6 minutes, Kiwior scores a goal from a lovely little header from a set piece. And you're thinking, hold up, he's setting right into Gabriel's mould here. But then Crystal Palace put us to the side a little bit. Got back into the game. We go 2-1 up and they get a late equaliser. But they could have quite easily won that game. And, you know, am I bothered? I ain't that bothered, really, to be honest. We know the title is gone a long time ago. You know, 8-10 weeks ago, we knew that the title was gone really deep down. But, you know, Liverpool are going to go and all they need is a point in the next game. They're going to go and win their game. I can't see them losing it. You know, their tails are going to be up. They're going to be confirmed Premier League champions 2024, 2025, the weekend, absolutely, with no shadow of a doubt. But we definitely had one eye on the PSG game last night because there was a lot of lacklustre performances. Declan Rice wasn't up to scratch. Skelly wasn't up to scratch. Most of the team really... Thomas Partey didn't have a bad game, to be fair. But the rest of them, Trossard gets a goal. You know, was all right. You know, nothing special. Old Dino Wings, Sterling, running around like an headless chicken. Really, absolute shit, man. We wasted money on him. Wasted 100 grand a week on him, we did, didn't we? Since the summer. And, I mean, we might as well have just had Reece Nelson in the team, to be fair. Because I think he's a better player than Raheem Sterling. I don't know why we loaned out Reece Nelson and then brought in Raheem Sterling. It made no fucking sense, did it? But, you know, I'm not going to get mad. I'm not going to get mad at the manager. I knew this was going to happen. I knew that we're not going to be going into this game with any sort of, you know, intent, over the top intent and no like absolute desperation to try and get the points. We should be playing for a bit of pride, really. Just guarantee that second place. I know it's even fifth place gets you into the Champions League. So it don't matter if you finish fifth or second. Well, I think fifth you might have to play a few what they called it? The preview games. I can't remember what they're called. You know, qualifying games. I think there's probably a couple of qualifying games you might have to play to get into the Champions League proper. I'm just assuming that. I'm not sure. But I'd say second to fourth, you know, there's no difference except for a bit of pride, except for being second best instead of fourth best. Do you know what I mean? So maybe still play for that. We're still all right. You know, Nottingham Forest are still about 4 or maybe 5 points behind us. I haven't checked the league. I think we will hang on to second place. But there's a lot of focus going to be on these Champions League games, which is going to be very important to us. We've got I'd rather the away game first, get that leg out of the way, and then we know what we've got to do in our own backyard. But we're going there first at the Emirates on Tuesday. We need to make a point, like we did against Real Madrid. We won 3-0 at the Emirates and then 1-2-1 at the Bernabeu. You know, the Real Madrid's ground. But you know, if we can do the similar thing, 2 or 3-0 at home, and then just keep it tight, even get a draw away, we can get to the final. And I want Barcelona in the final. I want revenge for 2006. So, I mean, I'm not surprised about the result last night. Let me know what you think in the comment section. I've seen a lot of other content creators going off alarming about it, saying it's scandalous and it's, you know, this manager screaming, like going mad about him, about how he didn't really want to win the game, and he's, even though he went strong, and we did go strong, you know, we didn't really play with any real intent. And it is true, but I just think he's trying to protect the squad. I don't know why he went strong if you weren't going to go with the intent. That's what confused me a little bit. You know, why go strong? Go as strong as you possibly can, basically. But then have no intent. Then have no, you know, no desire to actually go on and win the game. Maybe they thought it was going to be easier than what it was. excuse me, Saliba made another little mistake, didn't he? But, you know, I don't know what's happening with him. He might have his mind sort of floating elsewhere. He might be thinking about leaving the club. We know Real Madrid's interested in him. It could be that, or he could be just like fatigued, tired. He's played a lot of football, and for most part of the season, apart from the one or two little mistakes, but everybody's got a bozo gene in them. Everybody can make mistakes. You know, it's coming at a sort of time of the season where eyes are going to be put on him, and you know, you've got to know if you've got the mental, if you've got the balls to stand up for it and be candid. And this end of the season, the games that are coming up against PSG are going to be very important. You've got to be focused. Another point I want to make, Martin Odegaard, it's time for you to go, bro. It's time for you to leave. You're not good enough for Arsenal. Definitely not. Not for me anyway. There's a lot of people that disagree with me. I know there's a lot of people that are still backing him. But this season, mate, he's been shit. He had one good game against Chelsea when he come back from the injury. That was it. That was it for me. And the rest of the game, he's always looking back, looking round, stopping the ball, slowing the play down, passing sideways, passing backwards. Hanging on for the ball too long sometimes, playing the wrong pass. Now and again, I'll say 2 out of 10 times he plays a good pass, like a through ball, like he was bought for, like a number 10 should do, like Ozil-esque. He can have his moments, but he only seems to have his moments in games where, you know, it seems like Ipswich, for example. Like against Ipswich, I think he got a man in a match performance where he's got more time on the ball. He can look around a bit more. He hasn't got a rush, you know. And for me, he just, when the pressure's on him, he gets found out, and he gets closed down quick. He can't. His brain don't work quick enough for me. Let me know what you think in the comment section about Ozil. Would you part with Ozil in the summer? Yes, absolutely. You've got to get rid of him. Get someone else that can play that number 10 a lot better than what he can. There's loads of options out there. I ain't going to go through a list of them right now. But even Ethan Nwaneri, even if you don't want it, he's cover for Saka on the right-hand side. He was predominantly, through the youth, he was a number 10. And he said that himself in an interview I read. He said it was a number 10. It was a new position for him to cover for Bukayo Saka on the right-hand side when he did do the covering for him. And he come into his own as well, cutting in on his left foot. Martin Odegaard, left-footed number 10. We can play that. If we don't want to spend the money on a big number 10 and we want to focus more on a striker and a left winger, use Nwaneri there. Or even keep Odegaard on the bench if you want. Keep him on the bench and let him be a backup for Nwaneri. Let's fucking stick a flamethrower up his arsehole and say, look, you better fucking buck your ideas up or your Oskies, bruv. You know what I mean? Anyway, stick a like on the video. I'll see you on the preview. It's going to be a live preview on Tuesday for the PSG game.